LeBron James away from the GOAT conversation. You can never have lost your confidence on a basketball court and can be considered greatest of all time. This man has lost his confidence in NBA finals. To go to the finals as many times as he did with all the advantages he had, he has come up short. He called himself the greatest player of all time on his own show. When you're great, that's for other people to say about you, not for you to say about yourself. You're trying to convince yourself you're the greatest of all time when you're not. Hi, I'm Carcino. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Yo, so far away, but so close. What's up? Oh, man. I don't understand it. I really just don't understand it. And y'all might say, well, what you don't understand? Oh, shots were fired. That's right. They were totally fired by Adam Silver Slipper. Yes, he wants to shorten the league. I think I accidentally said expand the league last time. I was sleepy and I was up 18 hours straight. But he wants to shorten the league. I was like, that's even worse. One, historically records, all historical records are gone. You might as well forget it. You can't protect nobody no more. So what he wants is 10-minute quarters. 10 minutes. He thinks every quarter should be 10 minutes. How is that going to affect sports betting? How is that going to affect everything around you? It doesn't make sense. Oh, it's going to be a problem. Without a doubt, it's a problem. If they told you, oh, there ain't going to be no problem, it's a problem. Straight up and down. Now, wait till you see how this, collides with everyone else's ideals of what the league is. Here is Adam Silver Slipper.
And I'm probably in a minority. As we get more involved in global basketball, the NBA is the only league that plays 48 minutes. And I am a fan of 4 10-minute quarters. I'm not sure that many others are. I mean, putting aside what it means for records and things like that, I think that a 2-hour format for a game is more consistent with sort of modern television habits. I don't think people in arenas aren't asking us to shorten the game, but I think as a television program, being 2 hours, that's Olympic basketball is 2 hours. College basketball, of course, is
but
is
if
40
you
minutes.
like it, I'd say it has kind of a little bit of a push there.
Yeah, but it's such a dramatic change to the game. I mean, I think something like that would have to be talked more about. And I'm
Now, with that being said, what is your thoughts on Silver Slipper? Only somebody like him would think that need to be discussed. Seriously. An NFL game is 2 hours plus. I don't hear nobody talking about we need to change the game. Baseball go on forever. They done things to try to speed it up with the pitchers count. But other than that, I haven't heard anybody really complaining about baseball time, except for people that don't watch baseball. But Every sport, it is what it is. You either take it or you leave it. But one thing for sure is we ain't gonna change it. Hell no. This sport was built to be what it is. 48 minutes, 94 feet. So the attitude is 48 minutes, 94 feet. The hell is the matter with you? Because, see, this is what happens when you put these business heads in the middle of a sport. They make a mockery of it. And the rest of us has to endure their nonsense. The ratings are failing has nothing to do with time. That's the major problem here. Oh my goodness. Your problem is you've been marketing your league with a 40-year-old man and has made no improvements. If it wasn't for Steph Curry, if it wasn't for Stephen Curry, okay, you wouldn't be around. Because without him, this league would have fell so far into the doggone trash compactor, no one could say anything. It would have been done, completely done. Those are the facts. No one was saying, you know what we need here? Adam Silver Slipper. Nobody is saying that. And you want to know why they're not saying that? Because they know it's the truth. Nobody is saying that, man. If only Adam can come in here and change this game around. No one cares. They don't have an inkling of care about your feelings, your attitude, nothing. They don't care. There's many of different people out there who don't understand or have the wherewithal to say, hey, I'm interested in what the NBA is providing right now. And it's not because, oh, that's because LeBron ain't in the finals. We just got to put LeBron in there. That's going to fix everything. No, it isn't. Snatching LeBron and just throwing him in the NBA finals just proves your league is beyond not growing. You can't grow. That's on you. That's your failure as a commissioner to sell your sport to the people. You don't know how because you're unattached. You're not attached to the game of basketball itself. You're focused all on the things outside of it. And you're controlling what's happening in the game, making rule changes that alters the game. David Stern's number one rule is do not alter the game. We will add slight things, slight changes, but we do not want to alter the game. You've done that. You've bastardized the game. You got this damn action ball that goes in when you guys want it to. You've totally screwed the game up for business. You totally screwed it up for business. And now you're sitting here trying to figure out how you're going to make the business work. So obviously it's not working. Because here it is. You got all these young superstars now. Can we get back to reality? The reality of the situation is this: Adam Silver Slipper is looking for a scapegoat because he's failing at what he's supposed to be good at. But the truth of the matter is, you were never good at this. You were never selected to do this because you don't have a basketball background. Stu Jackson was supposed to be the commissioner. He has a basketball background. This is why David Stern was grooming Stu, but the powers that be wanted a Jewish man to be in charge. The board did not want a black man to be the commissioner. And that's why Stu Jackson wasn't selected. We all know what's going on. It's just that people are afraid to say it. I'm saying let it fly. Adam Silver Slipper, know the ratings are falling each year, and there's nothing he can do to stop the bleeding. Now they're signing these new mega deals, right? And all these new media partners who spent all of this money for the NBA because they think it's going to be a ratings boost. They're underperforming. The NBA rating is down 28% on ESPN. TNT, one of their biggest rated games, they're doing less than 2 million views per game. ESPN is doing slightly behind it. They're at like 1.7 million viewers per game. And all these major studios fell over itself buying for the rights to air NBA games this year. $76 billion total deal. Now, why is there a popularity decline? They think it's one factor. They don't think it's one factor. I believe it's one factor. The one factor is LeBron James. He brought in this narcissistic attitude of I can do whatever I want. We must cater to him because he's the superstar of the league. No player is supposed to be bigger than the league. Now, if you ask all these doggone conservatives, they're going to be like, NBA's social justice. That's when it went bad. Black Lives Matter. Yep. That's when everybody said, well, we're turning off the game. You know, it's all about social issues, and we want to watch sports, not the news. Um, that's weird because you guys made it news when they were trying to play a sport. You got to stand for the flag. He didn't stand for the flag. You bras made politics. They were just playing sports. So the thing of it is you're wrong. The ratings have been going down before there was Black Lives Matter or any social event going down. The numbers have been plummeting. The plummeting has happened way before 2016. The only thing it brought it to prominence, it was in the toilet when they said, well, David Stern has lost touch. This has been plummeting since, I want to say, my gosh, it's plummeting since the Lakers and Celtics was the last time the ratings were really like steadily going up. And sometime around after 2011, 2012, once they started this Miami Heat thing, that's when the ratings were dropping during the LeBron era. When he went to Miami, the ratings started to go back down. But 2015 saw a spike because of Steph Curry. When the game had gotten dull, when you had the unknown OKC Thunder as the only team that they could think of in the West to put in the NBA Finals, they didn't know who to put. Spurs are getting old, but they had no team, no life. And out of nowhere comes Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. And all of a sudden, Steph is shimmying, hitting shots from half court, and everybody's excited about the game. And it takes off. And it had nothing to do with Adam Silver's slipper or their marketing team or promotion. They got on board to a train that was already in motion. So you're not doing anybody any favors, Slipper. You're not. You didn't do any damn thing.
I'm probably in a minority. Uh, as we get more involved in global basketball, the NBA is the only league that plays 48 minutes. And I am a fan of 4 10-minute quarters. I'm not sure that many others are. I mean, putting aside what it means for records and things like that, I think that a 2-hour format for a game is more consistent with sort of modern television habits. I don't think people in arenas aren't asking us to shorten the game, but I think as a television program, being 2 hours, that's Olympic basketball is 2 hours. College basketball, of course, is
Yeah, but
is
if
40 minutes.
you like it, I'd say it has kind of a little bit of a push there.
Yeah, it's such a dramatic change to the game. I mean, I think something like that would have to be talked more about.
Yeah, yeah. Meaning that the numbers and ratings have to go all the way to the bottom before we try to pivot and blame it all on the fact that we're playing too long. The ratings drop after you sign this 11-year, $76 billion television deal, which tripled the annual revenue the league brings in from its current contract. And it will see the league remain on Disney, Amazon Prime, NBA Universal. And that starts next season. So all these media partners have entered into these long-term deals with the NBA. And I'll say they all excited about it. So they're gonna want Steph Curry and LeBron sometime playing each other every night to try to promote a 40-year-old man because they don't know how to make their players that they have exciting. They don't know how to market and promote their game. And they blame the announcing. I don't like the way the commentators are commentating on the game. You are not giving them anything to commentate on. Everybody thinks they're Steph Curry now. Everybody's flopping. They all feel entitled and they feel like they don't want to do anything. And in the All-Star game, they barely even play because everybody's a LeBron now. I'm just saying, if you want to talk about numbers, look at the numbers. And ESPN's first month's ratings are down 7% compared to 1.9 million the network had during the 2016-2017 season. The drop off is even more severe than that. The Nielsen rating saying people who are out of home, like sports bars and things like that, and 2020, right? They were out of home viewership. That's when it like started to take up. The ratings are beefed up compared to a decade ago, and the NBA still can't match its past performance. People are out of the home more, and the ratings still haven't beefed up. And the NBA still can't match its past performance. Why? The new media partners, they're watching this. And the rating dip matters because it meant the most to the people. It costs to acquire viewers and rise in the league's media partners heading into the season. A new deal averages like what? $12 per viewer. The networks are going to pay an average of what? $6.40 per view for Disney package, $25 per view for Amazon's package. If you go by the Guggenheim research, you're going to be there. And on average, you seeing what the NBA rights cost. Look at that. These are millions per game. You see? This is what's costing you. You're gonna be spending 640 for the game, 1330 here, 2540. This is the cost per game. 11 bucks, 23 bucks, 36 bucks. This is the cost per viewer. These are the average regular season viewers, 1.7, 1.7, 1.4. Right? So this cost and this can't be the reality for long. It's not sustainable. So if you know that, you know you're going to be faced with a reality check. You're going to have to come to a decision. This is where they say the rubber meets the road. This is where the rubber's going to meet the road, and something's going to have to happen. You can't compare the NBA new media's partners because they're paying more for 3 times what the media partners are paying for the NFL on pay-per-view. That's crazy. That's crazy. Do you know what the league pays? The NFL most recent deal, which was in 2021, that paid the league 110 billion over 11 years with CBS, Fox, NBC, ESPN, and Amazon as the media partners. Netflix signed a deal with the NFL in May, and they're going to broadcast about 2 games on Christmas, which we just saw. Each game costing the streamers $75 million. That doesn't necessarily mean the NBA is a bad deal. Okay. It's just that the NFL is just a complete steal getting them for that price. However, the NBA ratings continue to go down. People are going to have to find ways to offset the increasing cost to the viewers. And you see that when the ratings decline and the cost per view goes up, the pressure is on generating additional revenue to try to offset all that spending to get unexpected returns on these rights that they've invested in. So who ends up paying for that? You. That's who ends up paying for it. See, this is the NFL rights right here. The cost per game, 58, 54, 58, 71, 163. Right? Average regular season viewers in the millions. 19 million, 19 million, 21, 17, 11, almost 12. Cost per viewer, $2.80. Well, not $2, but you know what I mean. 306, 630, 575, 527. So you can see getting the NFL is a steal. Their numbers are not declining. Their sheets and books look pretty good. Now, I'm not saying you got to beat the NFL, but you shouldn't be getting blown by this majorly. And I'm not saying the Black Lives Matters and all that stuff didn't have an effect. It did in today's identity politics and bringing that into sports, even though sports and politics go hand in hand. Today, people are dumbed down more, and common sense isn't common anymore. So, to find a balance when every fan in the world has told you what is wrong with the sport, how can you not see it? The problem is LeBron James. I'm serious. The guy is a joke. When Michael Jordan was here, was the ratings at an all-time high? When Kobe Bryant was playing and they were playing the Boston Celtics, the rating was at all-time high. When LeBron was with Miami, the ratings were at an all-time high. Steph Curry came and played, and it was the highest ratings they've had since Jordan in Utah. Am I correct? So now we got to settle for LeBron James, who's had like 3 and 4 of the worst viewed NBA finals in history. That's correct. The lowest rated NBA finals that they have on record since they've been tracking it with all of the viewerships has been the Spurs and Cleveland Cavaliers when they got swept by the Spurs. That's when it happened. Now, everybody said, well, Bron's young, he's going to get here, again and again. This is just a bump in the road. You remember when they said that, right? And they were going to be back. Well, it didn't happen. He failed to get there when he was supposed to play Kobe Bryant. And we've had the Orlando Magic there. They couldn't beat the Orlando Magic. And they tripped up and stumbled and fall. And LeBron couldn't do nothing about it. Yeah, so they wanted to blame somebody's fault when they were supposed to go up against Kobe Bean Bryant. And they failed. So he dodged the bullet because he wasn't beating Kobe. Nah, he wasn't beating Kobe. So he was gonna come up small, and that was gonna be it. Kobe was on a mission. He was too good, too quick, too fast. They had just lost the year prior. He was not gonna be denied again. He was winning. Now, ESPN, NBC are looking to double down on sports betting operations to make more money from the NBA viewers because that's where they're going to get the money from, right? Amazon, on the other hand, they're going to leverage its expertise to do shopping because that's what Amazon is big on shopping, right? So they're going to lure you to shop online to drive their sales. Now, if you big old Laker fan who's watching the game on Prime, now you're gonna click on an ad to buy an Anthony Davis jersey or a LeBron jersey or a Bronny jersey, right? Because they're gonna start sliding that advertisement over there to you. So you could just buy NBA product, right? But if the ratings continue to slide, the networks they got to get creative, right? And make the new NBA deal look anyway close as good as the NBA, the NFL's deal. But it hasn't been working in that. Definitely haven't been working in that format. Instead, it's been working against you for quite a long time. Now, the more we look at it, the more we're starting to see that maybe some people just don't understand what it's actually represented, what it actually looks like. I see it all the time. I see the look in people's faces when they have to make decisions that don't correlate with the game. Now, the Golden State Warriors, the core situation here, if you look at the Warriors, right? How does they make the players try harder? Everybody thinks the players don't try hard enough. But I told you, it's this mundane attitude. And it seems like you should be able to fix this problem. The gameplay is terrible and it hasn't been solved. Everybody's running the same plays. There's nobody standing out really. And those who do are not promoted. Player effort and ability has been a thorn in the NBA side because Adam Silver is too much of a pussy to do anything about anything. And Greg Popovich has, popularized the trend back when they called it that load management during the 2010s. That was never a problem until LeBron James' marketing team started to promote and push that shit. David Stern would have shut that down immediately. Adam Silver slipper let it ride because load management wasn't really a thing. See, Kawhi Leonard legitimately has a arthritic condition in his knees, as you can see, as he's torn his knees up over the last 2 seasons. So he would routinely sit out like backs to backs and things of that nature to protect his knees. You see, Joel Embiid is in the same type of situation where it's tearing his knees up to play back to back. But when the playoffs come in, they're there for the whole thing. This is where your money is. This is where you make your bread and butter. He's not sitting out national televised games that people didn't spent all the rights to, and now you're watching reserves. So there's too much awareness that the individual game really doesn't matter. And they know that. The fans are like, it don't really matter. So if an individual game is 1 out of 82, and it's important not to get injured, and it's important to be there for the postseason, you pick your spots. So now everybody around is saying, oh, well, it's unmistakable. The league and its players don't value the regular season. Well, whoopty 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 doo. So what is going on here is you're stuck in this conundrum because you don't understand the situation for what it is. The NBA wants everybody to fix its problem, but they can't deal with the problems. They don't know how to deal with the problem. Paul George and all these other people who feel entitled, they all think they're LeBron James. They can do the same thing as LeBron. Nobody's put the foot down and said, "Hey, we threw $20 million a year behind this old bastard of marketing him and shoving him in people's faces. You guys aren't selling the sport. This guy's willing to do anything. He's gonna shrivel his hips, he'll shake his booty, he'll put on a wig, he'll put on a dress. LeBron will do any goddamn thing we ask. All he asks is that he gets put into the NBA finals with his son. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to create that moment. You see, when Ken Griffey Jr. came to the Seattle Mariners and played with his father, Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. both were great players. Junior, from coming in from college, was better than his father as a rookie. And his father was great. But Junior was the prodigy. They knew how great of a player he was even back then. So now the question becomes the answer. Are you willing to do what it takes, Adam Silver, to put the NBA where it belongs? Are you willing to make the hard, tough choices instead of altering the damn game, which it isn't the game's fault? Your problem is all the BS and propaganda you've allowed. All this LBGTQ crap that you didn't put into the game, all of these doggone sideshow events, we don't care about in the regular season. The fans care about the game. You could do all your marketing promotion for that on the sideline. Do your little NBA cares, your balloons, all of that. Fix the game. You need a stern hand. Go to the David Stern handbook, open it up, and read it from day one. Day one, the company comes first. Never put a player over the goddamn company because a player will retire. They're going to go. They won't be here forever. We will. This thing continues. Players will come and go. This thing here will be here forever. Understand it and move on. People are sick and tired of seeing bad money go away with good money. I know you're sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing it. How many times do we have to go down this yellow brick road? It's sickening that we have to sit here and digest this diatribe of, oh, this is it. This is what we know, and this is how great the world is, and oh my God, it's never gonna get better than this. We have to stop that. No, they don't believe in any of it. That has been one of the main problems that people have seen and hadn't seen. No, Adam Silver Slipper has just lured himself into a lower standpoint with me than probably anybody on the face of the planet. Uh, Based on his approach. and his pursuit. And if I was to see Adam Silver slipping, it would be very clear and blunt message.
If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your fucking neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
And that's basically how I feel about the situation. Adam Silver's slipper, if that was to happen, I mean, I don't think it would be anybody sad. Yeah, it's like rejoicing, and they watch it on pay-per-view. It'll be like
Awesome.
and they will be like cheering for it. And I don't mean to take it to such a violent state. It's just that that's how passionate people have become over the game. And this is something that they've watched their entire life, and to see it go down to crap when it doesn't have to, it's like, what are we doing here? It's an unmistakable message to the fans. The league and its players don't value the regular season. And fans have responded to it by not tuning in as much. If you don't care, why the hell should we care? They don't care about the regular season. They put all their stock into the playoff. And really, they've proven they don't even give a shit about that. They care about the NBA finals. That's all they care about. They push those finals, the Eastern Conference finals, Western Conference finals, and the NBA finals. Other than that, for the past couple years, it was just all sweeps. They had 1 year, Golden State didn't lose no games. It was all sweeps all through the West. Cleveland lost one game in the entire playoff. And they both end up in the NBA finals. That's all. That's all they cared about. Warriors and Cavs, forget how we get here. Get rid of those games. 4 games, that's it. We're not going to keep spending money to send crews out, put this on. Nobody wants to see it because we don't care. So if you don't care, the people won't care. Now, there's just too much awareness in an individual game, and it really doesn't matter. I don't think the first round of the playoffs should be 7 games. It should have been the best of 5. Greed made y'all go to a best of 7 and made the first round just like any other round. It should always be the best of 5. That leads to intrigue. It leads, oh, we might have something to go. That never shouldn't have been changed, but they changed it due to greed. Now, there's too much awareness that an individual game really doesn't matter, right? That individual game is 1 out of 82, and it's important that you don't get hurt, and it's important to be there for the postseason. This should be a big concern for Wall Street and all those partners because it's like making it less likely casual fans will tune in during the playoffs when ratings are scrutinized more closely now. Everybody's a digital master and looking at numbers. Just think of it like a television series, right? Say you got this new series on TV. No one's been watching it, and you're building it up for the big season finale. So why would these people tune in to the season finale if they haven't been watching the goddamn season? You see? It's hard to get people to do that when they haven't watched the show to that point. Now, all the social justice stuff, right? Let me get to that. All you conservatives screaming about that. Let me tell you some conservative people. The NBA has been outwardly pro social justice among the 3 sports in the U.S., 3 main sports the NBA is. The league allowed players to replace their last names on their jerseys with Black Lives Matter and I Can't Breathe with George Floyd during the pandemic and the death of Jacob Blake. who was paralyzed by the police after cops attempted to arrest him for breaking into the home of a woman he supposedly had essayed. And more recently, he has tried to they've tried to move away from social justice issues to be less political, although LeBron, Steph publicly backed Kamala Harris, but the league pivoted may have come just a bit too late because the NBA's social justice focus made it basically just a flashing light billboard right over a damn, strip club. Conservative people bashed it, simultaneously turned off some right leaning viewership. But did they forget that the NBA and the NFL did the same damn thing? The NFL went with their political movement. They brought in Jay-Z and they came with their inspire change. Everybody's got these slogans on the back of the helmets. It didn't hurt their league. I don't see the conservatives talk about the inspired change, right? There's too many games for fans to care about, right? Many league observers. There's too much and it's too available. Nothing special about all of it. The NBA's got 82 game season and the NFL's got 17 game season, which make each regular season football game an event. All NBA teams shoot way more threes than they did a decade ago. And of course, the Steph Curry revolutionary thing. They want to blame Steph Curry for ruining the league. He didn't ruin the league. He just found a way that makes his game excel. Everybody else is not him. Sorry. Lakers legend Shaquille O'Neal, the Shacker, said what? I think it's bad for fans because it's not now every player can shoot like Steph, but everybody's looking at the same thing. You know, when they watch an NBA game, it's a ton of long shots being jacked up. Uh, no, there's no continuity, right? The continuity for me, that's the problem. I find is that NBA has made it hard for the casual people to follow the game in recent years because of all the added noise. There's several alternate jerseys and court layouts. You can't tell who the hell is playing who. And they street jerseys, they've made the game more comparable to video games to sell merchandise. And now you're altering your game. You got weird colored jerseys, weird colored courts, and it's hard for fans to tell which team is playing at home, who the hell is on the road. When watching on TV, players change teams more frequently in the past decade than they used to. Then you got to come up with rules to keep them from doing so. Then you got an in season tournament that awards trophies and cash more money than winning the NBA championship. So now you just devalue your main accomplishment for winning and completing an 82 game season is the NBA championship. You just devalued it with this mundane, ridiculous damn thing here. The overall lack of continuity complicates matters for fans, and it makes it harder to follow the league. Now, in order to counteract this, the NBA has been going international because they want the international dollars. The NFL is having an international game. Like every week, a game is being played in London. They want those international dollars. So everybody want like, man, we got to get there. We can't let all the NBA, I mean, the NFL get that money too. So now they're starting to send games out there, have tournaments out there. They want to go to Paris and get this tournament going in Paris. They want to have all their players play against these international teams. 3 of the top 5 players in the league right now were born outside of the United States. You got Giannis, you got Luca, you got the Joker, right? That's your big 3 that you really selling and pushing. But the face of your big 3 of the American basketball is Steph, LeBron, and KD. You want to push that narrative to the rest of the world. The league, in its own sense, has been a victim of its own success. Multi-decade push to make this basketball game global. Non-American stars, for another reason, have connected with American viewers as much as homegrown talent because they know most of these Ukrainian people came over here when they started talking about immigrants, and nobody started talking about pushing them out. Now, a lot of people are under the illusion that you have become more international, right? Of course. They know they don't have enough white American basketball players that could compete in the NBA. But they feel more white people would watch if they had players they could relate to. Even Larry Bird said it. Well, I feel like you need a couple of white guys running around out there. And they didn't want to put that into the notion, but that's the truth. You need a couple of white guys running around out there. Now, with all of that being mentioned, all of this thing being said, you've seen one in every 24 years all of this stuff is like old school. I mean, you could be under the illusion that the international while playing is reasonably domestic, right? Some people think it's a trade off, and with the ratings and everything else, it's not. It's the underbelly of the pain that people see when they hear Adam Silver talking about making another change to alter the game as if that's the main issue. That's not the issue. What have you seen less of now? Overtime game. You've seen less and less of overtime basketball than you've ever seen in your ever loving life. I'm serious. You have not seen any game that really go to overtime like that. Double overtime, triple overtime. You're not seeing those type of games anymore because Adam Silver Slipper wants to reduce the time. So he's going to control it to make sure it doesn't happen. There's only so much an individual can take, or what they like, what some people would say, endure. There's only so much a man could endure. And I mean that with the most sincerity that I could possibly give it, you know. That is the most I could really give it is that at this point, that's the state. It's the state of mind. It's behavior, it's culture, it's everything involved. All of these people want to tell their side of a story that they know nothing about. How can you tell a story about something you know nothing about? You can't. It comes down to the gameplay. All the NBA has to do is get the F out of the way. You're stepping on your own tail. You're figuring we can't let LeBron lose because we market him. How about you market what the talent provides? You see, COVID screwed you up and got your brain all scrambled, making you think you had to pivot real quick and just throw LeBron James in some BS Mickey Mouse goddamn championship that nobody talks about, thinks about. Nobody cares about what happened in the bubble. And y'all want to count it as a championship like it meant something. And it didn't. Not to basketball fans. And you know it. Then now you have to think of a way to build up your smaller market cities because you don't want them winning championships. So the in season tournament was supposed to be building them up. But no, now we can't have the Lakers out of the playoffs. So we have to find a way to keep them like in the playoffs by having a in season tournament in the play in situation. Now, screw 82 games. We got a play in to see if you can get in. So if you come in 7th and 8th, we don't give a F about you anyway. You got to go through the play in system. You got to win one game. I'd be like, I'm in 7th place. Why do I have to beat a team one time to guarantee I'm in the play? I've already proven that. We're in the 7th spot. It's the top 8 seeds go in. Why do I have to go in the tournament with people who didn't make it? They're 10th. Now, if you wanted to take the 8th seed who struggled all season to make it to the 8th seed and have a tournament to see who gets that last spot like they do in NCAA, then fine. Because those spots are never guaranteed in a tournament. See, you guys have a ranking system of 82 games, which means, hey, somebody has to get there. What you needed to do was instead of having the play in situation, have all the teams that didn't play, right? They didn't make the playoffs. Let them have a tournament to see who's going to come out the winner of the play-in season. Give them a little participation award and let that mean something for the fans of those teams that didn't make it to the playoffs. They get to play in a little side tournament, one game elimination each. How hard is that to promote your league? Give the smaller cities something to cheer about. It's really easy. But you guys are so stupid in that office. I don't even want to walk. I wouldn't even want to walk in there with ideas that you're going to steal anyway. Your moves are so predictable and stupid, they come right ahead. You know why you haven't announced that expansion in the NBA with the teams, with the deals, even though they're announced, is because of the ratings. The ratings are too low to even start thinking and considering it now. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute. You didn't know the ratings is going to plummet this low. You thought with all the advances, all the changes you've made, we've gotten to this point to where those ratings are going to be so good, nobody else could stop it, talk about it, put it down, nothing. That's where it is now. And now you can kiss the game goodbye. That's where we at. So, Slipper, I want you to understand something here because I don't know when y'all gonna see this video. I might put it out on the Patreon first. I don't know. But one thing I do know is that they have been restricting you from for a long period of time from seeing what you wanted to see as a person. You want to see the best teams play and win. You want to see them compete. We're not seeing competition. We don't see fire anymore. Guys are paid so much money, they don't care anymore because they don't have to care. You didn't make it to the point where they have to care. That's a problem. That's a problem for your league. It's a problem for you. If your players are playing like they don't care and they feel like, I ain't got to care, that's a problem. How can you not see that as a problem? That's why I say we're on two different wavelengths, buddy. Because there's no way in hell I could look at that and say, damn, that just don't make any sense. Because overall, it doesn't. It doesn't make a lick of sense to anybody in the fair world who knows anything about professional sports. And I feel bad for those who don't get it. I'm serious. I feel really bad for the people that don't get it. The NBA is from a lack of effort. Hmm. That's that's what get most of us is the way we look at certain situations. Hmm. Well, the Lakers are playing the Washington Wizards tonight, and Yes, they're playing the Washington Wizards tonight. And it should be a very good game. Like I said, I don't understand what this situation is going to detail. I really don't, because I don't know what they plan on doing. But I think I bet on the Wizards just out of spite. I would advise you to do that. I don't like I said, I gotta probably put the video out sometime today. But if they play, I would advise you to bet on the Lakers. Take the Lakers on the money line. I mean, it's not gonna matter. Uh, Washington's there for the check. They know what it is. I think they won probably 6 games all season. They're there to just hopefully get some baskets to go in, run up and down the court, ask where they're going. They're glad to be in LA, probably, if they're in LA, probably in Washington. They know they're not going to be in the thick of things. The team is a disaster. They have enough players to make things work. It's just a bunch of players that don't fit. Definitely follow Kwame Brown Bus Life. Follow my page, Carcino for Life, if you like it. Hopefully you hit the like button and you agree with what we're saying here about old numbnuts over here. I keep forgetting they moved the camera this way, so numbnuts is right here. Adam Silver Slipper, LeBron's best friend, the one that helped ruin the damn league and gave us this bump, and we had to watch.
Don't
this.
tell me about AD blew the game. Look at this dude from the beginning. Look at this. Whoop, whoop. Look, everybody blowing back. He old man in the back. What you doing way back there, bum? The game back here. Why you back there, bum? Uh-oh, here come the bomb. I got it. Oh, don't. I'm the king. I'm more than an athlete. Blip, blip. Oh, no, God. I didn't get him a body bag. This bum got no moves. Look how he's standing. Look at this approach. Look, he rolling all over the floor, just falling all over himself. Look at this flopper. I'm going to throw myself on the floor. Oh. Boom. Look, throw himself on the floor. Watch, he run into this man's drink. I'd have spilt and turned the whole thing up on him. Bum. Better come get y'all dinosaurs some help. The brontosaurus is tied. Somebody come get this man. Some get y'all old man and bring him home, man. Bring him home, dog. Uh-oh, there you go. He's going down. He's weak in the knees. Old man Braun. Old man Braun.
And there it is, man. I mean, that's what you've been promoting to your league. A 39 or 40-year-old dinosaur now who plays like he's 65. He's running against 20-year-olds. They run like gazelles. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think? We're all watching it like, what did you think was going to change? I'm very curious to know what part of this you thought was going to change. It makes no sense. I'm very curious as to wanting to know what part of this you thought was going to change something. Because it's obvious you have no clue on what's going on in the league. I know that now. From watching this and these decisions that's made The transition foul, I haven't seen too many of those this season. I see you taper back after that last season. Transition foul. We wanted more scoring. So all the transition, then it got out of control, right? Can't control the game the way you want to. Because you guys have no idea what it's like in this league. You don't know what it's like to play this game. You don't know what it's like to be on a team and have to be together, come together to do and accomplish a goal. You don't know. The only thing you know is business. And your business is messing up the business. And that's the problem, Silver Slipper. You costing more people, their situations are not getting better, and it's been because of you. You need to step down. You know why you didn't take over Bob Iger's spot? You didn't take over Bob Iger's spot because now it's not that you're not good enough. You not being good enough isn't the problem. So this has nothing to do with are you good enough to do it or not? Because the situation is clear to see. This is not about, is you good enough? Is he not good enough? What's going to happen? It's about you don't have the stones for this, boy. You to be able to control men, you're going to have to be one of them. The wolves are not going to listen to the sheepdog. The wolves, you going to be barking all you want. The wolves ain't caring about the sheepdog, man. You can bark all you want. You could be. The wolves going to be like, smack, knock you to the side and do whatever the hell they was there to do. They are not looking at you at all. All you are is to make sure they get their check. They feel comfortable to come up to you and tell you stuff. People feared to come to David Stern to tell him anything. They'd be, do I have to talk to Stern? They didn't want to talk to David Stern. They see you all the time. They just walk up to you. Hey, Adam, man, look, I was thinking, man, we need a 4-point shot because I can shoot from deep. Why can't we have a 4-point shot? And what's with all these refs, man? You need to talk to your ref. Man, David Stern would turn over in his grave if somebody was to do something like that with him. NBA players have more rest than any time in ever. They used to play back-to-back playoff games. Back-to-backs. That's how they used to do it. If you played Saturday and you played Sunday, that's how it used to be. Them CBS games was something. You had Saturday and Sunday, back-to-back. You played in the afternoon, and guess what? Next day afternoon, you're playing again. Back-to-back playoff game, Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what the hell wrong with these people. We can't play back-to-back playoff games no more. Why? Maybe that's your problem. Just saying. Too much entitlement. Hell no, the players ain't gonna be the same no more. Would you be the same some more as if somebody else is out here pulling the strings, making it look ridiculous for you to even be outside? Ridiculous. I know, and everybody gonna talk about it too, how wrong I am, but what am I supposed to do when they running the game in the ground like this guy, Adam Silver Slipper? Tell him one more time.
And I'm probably in a minority. As we get more involved in global basketball, the NBA is the only league that plays 48 minutes. And I am a fan of 4 10-minute quarters. I'm not sure that many others are. I mean, putting aside what it means for records and things like that, I think that a 2-hour format for a game is more consistent with sort of modern television habits. I don't think people in arenas aren't asking us to shorten the game, but I think as a television program, being 2 hours, that's Olympic basketball is 2 hours. College basketball, of course, is
Yeah, but
is
if
40
you
minutes.
like it, I'd say it has kind of a little bit of a push there.
Yeah, it's such a dramatic change to the game. I mean, I think something like that would have to be talked more about, and I'm probably in a minority. Uh, as we
Look how low he is going into Steph Curry, lowering the shoulder. That is a charge, and the foul is on Steph. Almost broke my TV. Are you telling me I need to root for that? He got no goddamn move. He got no move. He can't do nothing. Damn king.
Right. And that's the same way I feel today. We are marketing this bum, this bum right here, as the end all be all of professional sports. All he does is blow hot air and got people on television who kiss his ass like Shannon Sharp. And it is terrible. This is it. This is your problems. Your media and your players. Because players now have control over internet media. And because your players have control of the media, you're not going to get honest critiques. And when you have players controlling the media in that format, it leads to more problems. Not solutions, problems. They're all going to say how wrong I am. They're all going to take that approach. They're all going to say this is the way it should be. Oh, I think it should be like that. Why? Why would that be the narrative? When the narrative doesn't make sense to you, maybe it's time to change the narrative to where it makes some sense. Because so far, what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing are two different things. I'm not hearing and seeing something that makes sense. I'm seeing and hearing something that doesn't fit the status quo. It's not fitting the parameters of what people think is good or entertaining television. I'm not hearing and seeing what people believe is actually something that is going to be appeasing to watch to everyone else in the world. I'm not hearing that. What I'm hearing are excuses that people are coming up with not to try. They're making too much money now, so they're not concerned. Oh, it's only 3 million. I could lose 3 million. Oh, can you? Hell, I can't lose 3 million at all. I wouldn't want to lose 3 million. Who would want that as their reality? I wouldn't want it as mine. People have got to make up their own minds here. They have to come to the realization that the reality that they think they know, they don't know. Oh, you thought it was a good idea. Oh, did you? Who told you that? Society has a bad habit of telling people what it is that they need to do. Oh no, they don't want that. They want people to tell them it's a big old party. Hey, hey, get it, get it. It's a big old party. You know the NBA spent millions of dollars on licensed music to be played in the games? Serious. This is where we are. Yep. That's where we at.
Bo, any rap nigga, he a free throw. Man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni?
That's where we at. They not like us. All they doing is poisoning the well, and they keeping you in there. Word to Uncle Herb. This is exactly what they doing. No, Adam Silver Slipper made it very clear. This is the direction he wants to go in, and he has no intentions of changing it. Because you got people like this. LeBron James is never going to change. He's going to continuously be this cancer to the NBA. And they tried to cut it out, but he won't go away. Radiation don't work, nothing. This guy sticks around and has become the thorn in everybody's side. And that's it. So love, peace, and hair grease. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life, Ticket TV, Dreamers Pro. Don't forget to go to my Patreon, which is Carcino for Life. We got something special for y'all as usual. And we are out.